There's an island near India called the North Sentinel Island. The official owner of the territory is India, but the residents living there are isolated from the world. It's forbidden by law to try and visit them without special permission from India. Even if you succeed to land a foot on the island, you'll probably get killed by the indigenous people. They are living like hunter-gatherers lived thousands of years ago and have no modern technology. Their population is unknown, but it's estimated to be around 400 people. It's considered that they don't want contact just because they act hostile to what is unknown, and this reminds me of how our modern armies react to unknown objects in the sky. If you don't know what it is, try to shoot it down because you don't know if it's a threat. That's how our brain works, which is understandable if you want to survive. Also, the majority of the abductions are terrifying, and the people felt like victims who fought for their life. Panic and fright are the most described sensations. So it's considerable to think that these aliens or non-human intelligences think we don't want official contact. I mean, there are generals in Pentagon who want nothing to do with them because to them they are demons. But are we influenced by them? Is our reality shaped by their presence? Let me present you my thoughts. The water and sky around the island are protected by the Indian Navy. Going there would result in shooting if you disobey their orders. So in a way they are protected from the outside influence even though they are not aware. Is that the case with our planet? Are we protected by some intelligent force that we are not aware of? Is that the case why so many UFO crash retrievals happened in the last 80 years? That might be the answer to why a highly advanced craft that could possibly travel across the universe would crash on Earth. So there already might be a non-human intelligence that has claimed our planet, or possibly it was theirs all along, so that's why they are shooting down these unwanted intruders. But why don't they stop us from harming ourselves? In my opinion, they don't want to do that the same way as we don't break up a fight between chimpanzees in the wild. But if there's some danger that would wipe out the entire species, we might interfere. But how do we know that the non-human intelligent species don't mean us harm? After all, we are still here, right? Well, they might use us for something else. Perhaps we are their livestock, technology or something like that. A farmer doesn't kill his entire livestock at once. Plus, he's protecting it from predators and wants to grow the herd and not destroy it. So in a sense, we can't know for sure what are their motives. For all we know, there's a possibility that they are the ones holding us in the dark from contact with other species who want to help us. But these are just my thoughts. And now I'll tell you why I started thinking about this possibility. In the UFO and UAP Need to Know News documentary made by Ross Coulthart and Bryce Zabel, a particular sphere is being analyzed by Dr. Gary Nolan. The claim for this sphere is that it was a UFO that fell from the sky or was ejected by a flying saucer. The results of the testing are still not known because this sort of testing is very expensive and requires a lot of time. This sphere is similar to the famous bat sphere with similar claims that it's a UFO that sometimes starts moving on its own without any source of power. Ross Coulthart and Gary Nolan got interested in the sphere because of Patrick Jackson and his theory that these spheres can be seen in almost every legitimate past and present UAP photos. He has a theory that these spheres are destroying the flying saucers and the Tic Tacs or cigar-shaped UAPs. Let's see some of the evidence. He also argues that all paranormal activity are due to these spheres operating in houses and buildings. If you want to learn more about his theory, you can find him on Twitter. In World War II, pilots were witnessing these metallic and sometimes glowing spheres flying rings around their planes. They called them the Foo Fighters. Their origin remained unknown and the pilots were not able to catch up with them. We can even see these spherical UFOs present in our past before we even had the technology to fly. We can find them in other shapes of UFOs in the old religious paintings. Of course, the mainstream science will tell you that they represent the celestial bodies, but why would someone fly inside them? Did Ezekiel encounter shaped our modern religions and with that our society? There are plenty encounters in the past with angels who didn't look like the representation of the angels today. In my opinion, there is undeniable proof that an intelligent phenomena is present around us, and if we can't explain their technology, that doesn't mean they don't exist. Just like the Sentinelese people who can't describe today's modern technology. With this thought, I'll end my video. I hope you like it, share and subscribe with notifications on. Also, if you can, please consider supporting me on Patreon. Your support is the only way for this channel to survive. Thanks to my Patreon supporters.